First of all, when you lose a lot of weight on Ozempic or any of the other GLP-1 agonists, turns out you're losing fat, but you're also losing muscle. Very rapidly.
Agreed.
And then when you stop it, if and when you stop it, you're probably going to gain weight back, and it's not going to be muscle, it's going to be fat. So you might end up in a worse situation. So if you are on one of these medications, also learn how your body works so that you can adapt your lifestyle habits at the same time. And when you stop, you're in a better place and you can continue a healthier life. I think that's so key. And then I also want people to understand how they work. So these medications, there's a hormone in your body called GLP-1. And you know, after a big family dinner, when you're so full and your aunt is like, Mindy, have more cake. And you're like, no, Aunt Shirley, like, I cannot. I'm so stuffed. One of the reasons you feel stuffed is because of GLP-1. Okay? It's a natural hormone we all produce. And these medications like Ozempic, they trick your brain into thinking there's lots of GLP-1 around. GLP-1 is not actually higher. They're just tricking your brain into thinking there's more.
Right.
Okay? So you are using a trick on your physiology. So that's really important to understand how it works. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, my brain was like, I'm going to go look up GLP-1 and see what fasting does to it. Because I know that fasting, when you start to get a ketone, it suppresses ghrelin. So the hunger hormone goes away. So every person that I've sat with that has had great success with any of the weight loss drugs, what they tell me is I'm just not hungry anymore. And what my brain interprets that is I'm not hungry either. Yeah. Because I've managed this metabolic switch where I'm fasting along with really smart food, putting it together so I don't have these big glucose spikes. So I'm sure you feel the same way.
Totally. You can increase GLP-1 naturally, for example, by eating in a way that keeps your glucose level steady, by adding fiber to your diet. And we can talk about it later, but I created something that also increases GLP-1 naturally. So it's possible to tap into this. Yeah. You can fast and regulate your hunger hormones. You can eat in a way that avoids spikes so that you don't get these crazy hunger pangs every couple of hours. But it's amazing that we've had to short circuit our body to be able to exist in this food landscape. And that's the biggest takeaway I have. Yeah, it's like, take them, don't take them. That's your personal choice. I have no judgment. Yeah. I'm just like, wow, look where we are.
Yep. Thank you.
Like, look around. Yeah. Holy crap.
Thank you. Because that's what I feel as well. And I feel that's what we're not discussing. Yeah. So everybody, I feel like we've got two sides of the conversation. Some people are like, yes, it is the quickest way to create this metabolic shift and get people to lose weight that we're on the path to actually dying. Yeah. And when I look at it through that lens, I go, yep, that makes sense. Give them a pill so they can shift it. Completely. And
that's a medical use, right? That's different than people who actually are perfectly healthy taking it because they want to lose weight. It's a spectrum, it depends on how it's being used, for sure.
Agreed. And then on the other end, I've also been recently diving into this concept of an obesogen. And I don't know what you know about obesogens, but there are chemicals that you put in that are now put in our food. A big one is BHA and BHT. You can just read your labels. You'll see them in there. Aspartame.
What about seed oils?
Yeah, all the seed oils, aspartame. There's a long list of obesogens. But here's what obesogens do, is that they hijack stem cells and they make stem cells start to create fat cells.
What?
Yes. I'll send you the study. Wow. The one I specifically saw was that it hijacked a stem cell and made it the stem cells that made bone cells in young children. This is in you. That it actually makes fat cells
instead of
bone cells.
Wow, girl, for real?
Yeah, it's a huge meta-analysis that I just discovered 2 weeks ago, and then I started to think, oh my gosh, like between that and what we know about food creating this dopamine response, we are so food addicted now that it's not the person's fault. This is where I get really upset because I'm like, let's stop looking at somebody who's obese and say they're undisciplined. They have been chemically hijacked.
Yeah, that's just, again, another branch of the marketing.
That's right.
From the food industry.
Right.
If you're sick, it's because you're lazy. That's not true.
Agreed.
Right?
1,000%.
Yeah.
So if people who are listening to this did not get that freaking memo, like get it and understand that it's time to look at your body through the lens of chemistry. Yeah. Then the second thing that I really think is that it takes all the power away. So when I take a drug and I lose weight, I think it's the drug. I don't give myself any credit. But what you're teaching and what I'm teaching is that we're saying there's this system inside your body that can be regulated if you understand the rules of the game. And once you understand the rules of the game and you regulate it and you drop weight, you're the one that gets the credit. Nobody else gets the credit but you. And that changes everything in that person's world when they take ownership over their health.
Interesting point of view. I see what you mean. Yeah, I think agency freedom is so key, right?
And then we're back at momentum. Now I have momentum. I made a smart choice. I created a result in my body. I love what I'm looking at in the mirror. My blood work is looking great, and I freaking did that. And like I always say that one of the things that blew me away from Fast Like a Girl is I literally thought I was writing a fasting manual, but what I have come a year later to determine is that I wrote a women's empowerment book.
Oh, that's nice.
I had no idea, because what it did and what you're doing, and I don't know if you see it this way, but I got to give you credit too, because what you're doing is you're giving people the power back.
For sure. That 100%.
And I think that is so important.
Yeah.
So
completely agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what another mental part of the Ozempic or all the weight loss drugs is, that it's like we don't need to go down that path. There's too many other simple things you can do. Okay, check this out. I have a free fasting guide for you all. It's free. And it's going to teach you all the basics of fasting. It's going to teach you how to kill hunger when you fast, which is really cool. And it's going to show you how to break your fast, among many other things. All you got to do is click on this link right here and enjoy.
And if you do, it's also, your choice. But yes, I think it's so important to teach people these easy principles that have been obfuscated by decades and decades of marketing messages from the food industry.
That's right.
I want to give people the power back and the agency back, just like you do.
That's
Agreed.
right. That's right. Okay, talk about your new product. Because, for starters, I'm sure by the time this comes out, you've probably already talked about it. You announced it, but I do feel honored to be one of the first people.
Oh, yes.
And I got to tell you, my community,
it's going to love it.
Girl, this is going to be, so talk about it.
Preface. First of all, try my hacks. They're free. They're super simple. They're food-based. However, for the past couple of years, my readers have asked me, Jessie, what if I don't like vinegar? You were like, I hate vegetables. People ask me, can I take a fiber pill? Can I take vinegar in a capsule? So I was like, okay, let's have a look at this. And a little bit from the same place as I used to develop all my hacks, I looked at all the research on supplements, ingredients that can help you with your glucose levels that you can put in a pill. Well, the stuff on the market, how do I put this? There's a lot of bullshit.
I was just going to say it's junk, because I've looked into supplements. It's trash and toxins and
there are a lot
lies.
of gummies with vinegar in them that also have 3 grams of sugar per serving.
Yep.
There's a lot of marketing crap out there, unfortunately. So I wanted to see if I could create something that would actually be helpful to people and not be bullshit. So the plants that I've put into anti-spike formula, they've actually been around forever, right? They're super easy plants. We have mulberry leaf, we have lemon, we have cinnamon, and antioxidants from green vegetables. But recently, scientists across the world have discovered that these specific molecules from those specific plants have amazing impact on your glucose levels. And those are the ones that I put into here. So the ingredients in anti-spike have over 25 clinical trials backing them, 100% plant. I sourced the highest quality, best potency of them all. And so what it does 2 things. Number one, when you take it before eating carbs, it grabs up to 40% of the carbs in the meal, up to 40% of the carbs in the meal. And instead of letting those carbs turn to glucose and go into your bloodstream and create a spike, they grab the carbs and they get down to your microbiome where they are processed there. Your microbiome loves feeding on undigested carbs. It makes short-chain fatty acid. This is amazing. And then if you do this every day before the meal of your choice, you're also going to unlock these long-term benefits from all of the polyphenols in the plants that I have put here. Specifically, the lemon extract is super powerful. These molecules have been shown to help reverse prediabetes after 12 weeks, lowering your fasting glucose levels by 10 milligrams. I mean, it's crazy stuff.
That's a huge amount.
And increasing GLP-1, as we were talking about, that's the hormone Ozempic acts on. But it's actually increasing it by 15% after 6 weeks by working on your gut microbes, okay? So it's not a magic pill. I don't want people to replace the hacks with this. And also, it costs money. So it's not for everybody. Right. But if you want to add to your tool belt one extra thing, one extra supplement, this is the one for your glucose levels, hands down. There's nothing better on the market. It is literally the best thing out there. But again, not a magic pill. Use the hacks first and foremost. This is in addition to help you, right? You have to look at your food. We're not going to have a terrible diet and take anti-spike all the time.
Yes.
And, counteract it. That's not the point.
Yes.
It's an extra tool. And this is also really helpful for people who message me who are like, Jessie, my dad has diabetes. He doesn't want to change his diet. What can I do to help him?
Yeah.
This will also very much help you. Or if you're traveling, you're on the plane, you're at a birthday party, you don't have veggies, you don't have vinegar, you don't have other hacks. This is your friend in your purse.
So it sounds to me like it's a bridge between a metabolically healthy person and one who's not.
Yeah.
That how do you start to change that behavior?
The hacks are the same, right? It's all a big family of tools that you can use. And then in my second book, I focus on 4 hacks, but my first book has 10 hacks. And so pick and choose what calls you. Use your intuition. Is it the savory breakfast? Is it the veggie starter? Is it the vinegar? Is it the anti-spike? Is it those on carbs? Like, which one are you drawn to? Because
like
that's the one you should start with.
Oh, it's like a toolbox.
Exactly.
See, I love that.
Exactly.
That I always say that with the fasting. I have 6 different length fasts, and people are like, which one should I do? I'm like, which one? What are you trying to accomplish with your body? What do you do?
Which one feels like the one that is calling your name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I just have to point out that's a very feminine approach to healthcare that I think we've lost. It's, we do have, and again, I'm always going to stand up for the woman. And I feel like we have a very patriarchal healthcare system, which is do this, don't do that. And what I just heard and what you said is
into your body. Yeah.
Your intuition tell you what you should do.
Totally.
So, and then what if I want to have like, let's just put out there, like, I want to have like a bottle of wine and a bunch of chocolate cake.
Yum.
Yeah. But
you're a chocolate girl, right?
Yeah, I'm a chocolate
girl.
Wine girl.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So, but I don't really want the consequence of the blood sugar.
I would say,
or the blood sugar spike.
Yeah.
I would say.
I mean, anti-spike is a good solution if you want something fast and in a pill, or put some clothing on that cake. Have some almonds before. Have a little leftover veggies before you have everything. Have some cheese with the wine before the cake.
I could do that.
You could also go for a little walk afterwards. Or, if you've had wine, like dance in your living room, your muscles are going to soak up some of the glucose. You can always compose with the hacks whatever music feels good that day.
Yeah.
But also remember that some decisions we make are for pleasure, and not everything has to be optimized for your health. And if you're having a day where you don't want to do any of the hacks, sometimes I wake up, it's a Sunday, it's 10 a.m. and I want ice cream for breakfast, and I'll have it. And I won't do any hacks.
Yeah.
You have to live that way.
All flexibility.
Totally.
Oh my God.
Totally.
Okay, you trying to maximize your weight loss? Apple cider vinegar may be the key. Go check out this video where I show you exactly when, how, and why you want to use it for weight loss. Apple cider vinegar changes your microbiome of your gut. This good bacteria is going to help to bring your blood sugar down and make it so that you can switch over into the fat burning state